Hey guys, it's Martin from Voyager Projects again here. Welcome to episode 3 of Martin's Rhythm Method. In this episode I thought we'd look at taking the power chord in a slightly different way, and we'd look more at the kind of shuffle, blues, boogie. If you think status quo, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. In terms of sound, I'm playing this guitar is called Newbie. It has a D Sonic in the bridge and a Norton in the neck, both DiMarzios. I haven't got the trem in because I don't need it for this. The trem I'm in. I'm on both pickups in humbucker mode, and I'm playing through the crunch channel of my PV-JSX. So if we think about the power chord that we've looked at previously, where we might have, let's say we're in C this week, so we might have a C, which is the root, the fifth, which is the G, and then the C again, which is on the G string, which is the octave there. Okay. Now we're only going to be concentrating on two strings, just like we said when we mute the power chords. The kind of okay, when we're doing that, then it's only playing two strings, and the kind of typical blues boogie is essentially doing that, but with a bit of a swing and moving the fingers around like we looked at last week. Okay, so it's a bit of a hand stretch, and you need to be used to using your little fingers. But if rather than, whereas previously when we fingered the power chords, we've used the first and third fingers, you'll probably find it easier in this technique if you use the first and the second fingers. Okay, so it should be fairly comfortable for most people, but obviously it's worth working on finger stretching exercises and finger independence exercises just to build up your stamina and make it all more comfortable. I've got the right hand, I've got the thumb sort of behind the neck and in between the two frets of the main chord. Even if you're one of those lazy players who likes to play with a thumb over the top, as I am quite often, for playing this kind of stuff, it's really going to hurt unless you've got huge hands if you try and do that. Okay, and what we're doing with this chord pattern is we're playing that, and then we're adding in a finger, a little finger in this case. So going from that to adding the little finger 2 frets further up on the D string. So it's a C and an A effectively. Now it doesn't sound great on its own, okay, but what we're going to be doing is switching between them, a little bit of muting, and if we play it straight first of all, which gives you that kind of fast status quo sound. If we look at the right hand, again I'm muting the strings just by resting the hand very gently on them, not pressing down too much, because on a floating bridge like this it'll pull the strings sharp. Just resting the hand so that I've got just a little bit more control, and I'm down picking in very controlled strokes. There's no flailing the arm around. All the picking is done from the wrist and really the motion of the thumb and the first finger. It's quite different than, say, playing an acoustic guitar pattern where you might want to strum to get the volume. It's an electric guitar, we've got big amps, let the amp do the work. Okay, so doing that again, just downstrokes, just regularly. Again, if you've got a metronome or a drum machine, practice along with that. Maybe build up the tempo a little bit. And then maybe switch it around. So instead of playing 2 and 2, you play 2 and then 1, and then go back again to the 5th rather than the 6th. Okay, and you can follow any kind of chord pattern like that. It works particularly well over a 12-bar blues, which would go Okay, very simple 12 bar blues pattern there. C, 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 F, F, C, C, G, F, C, C. Now you may well know that 12 bar blues patterns can be augmented with extra chords, or you can throw chords in between, and that'll all work just using that same pattern. Okay, there's two other ways we can tweak this to make it a little different, a little more interesting. First of all, we can change the rhythm, so more of that boogie sound, the swing sound would be a okay. Now we're really in status quo mode, and it's still about being tight. It's not about being loose on your timing, but a shuffle, it delays the second half, so it's almost like we're playing in three, but we're only hearing the first and the third. And I can just feel the guitar naturally wanting to swing as I swing my shoulders to the music. Okay, the other thing we can do with that is add on, instead of just going the 5th to the 6th notes in the scale, we can add on the minor 7th, so it's over a dominant 7th chord. And these, because there's no third in them, work fine over both major and minor chords. So whatever your keyboard player or other guitar player or horns or who knows what you have in your band is doing, it doesn't matter too much about the tonality. You can put this underlying under the thing. In Void Project I work with a keyboard player. We don't have another guitarist or any horns or anything like that. But it doesn't matter what Dan's playing in terms of is he playing a major chord or a minor chord, this would fit under it. Okay, so if we're adding the 7th, this is where it becomes a stretch. Because what we're doing now is we're keeping the first finger on the 3rd fret. And then we're moving the little finger from the 7th fret up another fret to the 8th. Okay, and there I just pulled off the 6th to the 5th just very quickly at the end. Now over a 12 bar blues, again, or whatever chord pattern you're playing, there may be some chords that the dominant 7th doesn't fit well in. Maybe you've got a major 7th chord going on, or a 6th, or just something different. But the one chord it will always work well on in the blues is the 5 chord. The reason being because the F note, which is the dominant 7th in the G chord, is in the key of C. Okay, so I'll just run through that pattern once again, going 5th to 6th, and then adding the 7th in on the G chord, and you'll hear how it sounds. I'll also shuffle it up. Okay. Okay, I hope that's been an insight into a different way to look at power chords, not in metal, but in blues and rock and roll, and how to play the boogie. So you can all go out and join status quo tribute bands now. Get your faded Telecaster and your faded denim jeans and a dodgy ponytail, and away you go. Okay, I want to thank you again for watching. Please do subscribe if you haven't already. Encourage your friends to subscribe to my channel. Once I reach 100 subscribers, I'm going to find something, some piece of gear or maybe a CD, something music related, that I will then award to someone out of that first 100 subscribers. So encourage people to subscribe and you may get a chance to win a prize. Okay, thank you once again. I've been Martin from Martin's Rhythm Method and from Void Project. I'll see you next time. Take care.